Hey friends, Adam from Bantha Overland. Well, it's just a few days into the new year and Starlink already made a big change. I just got this email about a switch from getting rid of the Roam 50 gig plan and replacing it with a 100 gig plan. And it's not just a simple switch on the bandwidth, there's a lot that's changed. So I've dug into all the details. I'm going to share it with you and I'm going to answer the big questions. What changed? How much is it going to cost? How might it impact your travel and Starlink usage? And what am I going to be doing as I travel in this year? Stay tuned if that sounds helpful. All right, so let's get into it. Here's the email from Starlink. Roam further with 100 gigs. As usual, trying to frame it as an awesome thing. And it could be. It can be a really good change for you. It might not be a good change for you. We really need to get into the details to explain that. So you can see Starlink says they just doubled the lower cost Roam plan with now 100 gigabytes of high-speed data at the same monthly price. Right? And this looks like it might be trying to get people to reactivate who might have deactivated in the past when there were some changes, getting rid of the ability to pause service. I have another video, which I'll link here, about standby mode. If you haven't heard about it, check it out. It could be a good option for you, and we'll talk about it a little bit more later. And the highlights here, right? We have more data, so that's good. The price, that's the same. That's good, right? But after 100 gigabytes, your service continues with unlimited low-speed data. So what is that? And how's that work, right? In the past, in the 50 gig plan, if you went over that 50 gigs, you could opt in to pay $1 per gigabyte, upload, download, right? To still have high speed data. Now there's just unlimited low speed data, which sort of sounds like standby mode. So we're going to get into all the details here to help you make a decision about what's good for you. Also, right, in-motion use is still permitted, so no big change there. There's some notifications when you get closer to your monthly data usage, so you could always check it in the past, but some proactive communication. And then we have Starlink telling us that 100 gigabytes is about a week of average internet usage, which I'll get into. I don't necessarily agree with that. It can be, but you can use a lot less or a lot more. So we'll get into a lot of those details. But I think they're really going after trying to optimize this for people that are out there doing adventure travel. You can see some of the photos here, right? Here's someone, looks like they're working on top of their truck. Right, here's an adventure van, someone who obviously needs Starlink and a canoe. So we're going to get into all these details. Now, there is this FAQ page. I went through all of this, and I want to talk through some of the nuances here. But first, I want to just start with the new pricing page. So if you go to starlink.com/roam, right, this is the new Roam page that explains the details of this without getting into all the nitty-gritty FAQs. And you can see here we have two plans still for Roam, which is ideal if you're an adventure traveler in an RV, a van, you're overlanding, you're off-roading, you're road tripping, things like that. And so there's the Roam 100 gigabyte plan. This replaces the 50. You don't have a choice. You can't opt out of this. It's still $50 a month, and now you have double the bandwidth, right? And we still have this Roam Unlimited plan. Its price has not changed. It is $165 a month, and you get unlimited data, right? And you still get in-motion use. You can still use it lots of places. Not really too much has changed other than the bandwidth, the pricing, and the low-speed data. So let's go ahead and get into that. So to get more detail, we have to go to this FAQ page on the Starlink website, and it answers one of the big questions. What happens when I use all of my Roam data, and will my service stop, right? And so once you've used 100 gigs of data, right, your service is going to continue with unlimited low-speed data. And I'm going to talk about what that means in a second. Right, for the remainder of your billing period. And then at the start of your next billing period, you'll get another 100 gigs and you'll go back to high speed. You'll get these notifications that let you know when you might be reaching this limit. You can upgrade to Roam Unlimited anytime, right? You can switch to that 165, right? And when you get to the end of your 100 gigabytes, your service will not stop, right? So you're not going to be stuck in the middle of nowhere. You'll still be able to use that low speed data to maybe text, send an email, look up something on a website, and probably what Starlink wants you to do, upgrade to the unlimited plan. So, you're not stuck without any connectivity. So that's the gist of the change. You pay the same amount of money, you get double the bandwidth, but when you run out of that bandwidth, when you use 100 gigs in a month, that's it. You're on low speed data, and unless you're doing very particular things, you're probably going to be a little unhappy. So let's get into the practicalities of what might work for you and whether you should stick with this 100 gig plan or whether you're going to have to switch to the unlimited plan. All right, I know that was a lot of information. We're going to dive into it, and I'm going to sort of share my opinion and what I think is good and bad. But if you have questions or comments now or later, go ahead and put them below. I love when folks share their own experience or their own point of view to help other people make informed decisions, including me. And then also, if you have questions, please put them there and I'll try and answer them as well. Okay, I know what you're thinking, right? Starlink is just trying to take more money. I'm gonna have to pay $50 for the Roam 100 gig plan, and then if I upgrade to unlimited, I have to pay another $165. Well, that's not necessarily the case. There's a secret you can use about upgrading to a higher plan in the middle of your billing cycle. So stay tuned and I'll explain it later in this video, and it can save you a lot of money and it can make this whole thing seem like not as big of a deal. Many of you might know me from my Starlink field guide. It's a 70-page free ebook that shares all of my experience and knowledge I've gained traveling with Starlink over the last 3 or 4 years. And I think it's really helpful to help you make a decision whether Starlink's right for you and get the most out of it should you decide to buy a Starlink and pick which hardware, which plan, which accessories you might need to be successful when you're traveling with it. I'll put a link below, but you can download it on my website, Bantha Overland, and it's free. And I hope it helps you to get out there and have an amazing trip and stay connected. I just updated the Starlink field guide for this Roam 100 gigabyte change. Check it out, as there's lots of great information and it goes a little bit deeper than this video, but we're going to dive into some of the most helpful sections to help you understand this and make a decision. But before that, a quick break from our sponsors. Hey everybody, I'm your sponsor. So one of the things I do to help myself and help travelers like you get the best Starlink connection is make Starlink tripod adapters and accessories that help us to travel with our Starlinks, keep them optimized in good conditions, and get a clear view of the sky for that good connection. I make Starlink tripod adapters. I think it's the best way to get your Starlink off the ground, to protect it, make sure you can orient it so it's facing north or west or east or wherever that clear view of the sky is. You can check out the link below to check out my tripod adapter and other accessories, which is easy to travel with, and you can see lets you mount your Starlink in a variety of ways, depending on whatever adventure vehicle you have. All right, back to our regular programming. All right, so first up, the service plan comparison. There's not a huge change here, right? The pricing has remained the same. It's really the data and that low speed data that have changed, right? You can still get updates on all plans, including that standby plan. You still get US coverage. This is mostly focused on the US. Check the Starlink website for other countries, right? And you can still get some coastal coverage. You can still use it in motion, and you can still switch to the standby plan. So that is largely unchanged. But I think the question that this comes back to, which it often does, is how much data do you need, right? Which plan do you need? How much data are you going to use? And how much money is that going to cost you? And the answer is it really depends, right? The Starlink field guide has some information on estimating usage, but ultimately it's something you're going to have to figure out yourself. I think one great way to do it, other than understanding your habits, whether you're just checking email or checking the weather versus you're streaming Netflix or you're uploading huge YouTube videos like this, right? One of the easiest ways to think about it is the number of days per month, right? And I like to say, for me on average, for one person, I use about 5 gigs per day. If I have like 1 or 2 devices, a phone, a laptop, a tablet, and I'm mixing some personal stuff or maybe doing a little bit of work. Now you could easily use more or less than that, but I start with that 5 gigs per day per person. And so armed with that information, assuming 5 gigs per day per person, we can make some assumptions, right? We can look at this and say, well, if we were 2 people, right? If there were 10 gigs per day for 2 people, right? If this is the number of days per month we were traveling, 1, 5, 10, right? This is how much data we would use. Well, let's look at that with this new Roam 100 gig plan. What would happen? What would it really cost us if we wanted to maintain that unlimited data? So 1 day per month, 10 gigs, right? Roam 100 gigs has us easily covered. We're going to have tons of bandwidth left. 5, 10, right? And about 10 days, right? Which is sort of what Starlink says. Good for up to about a week of travel, right? The Roam 100 gig plan is great. Costs you $50 a month. Now in the past, we could just pay another $1 or $2 or $3 if we just went over this. Well, that's no longer the case. Either we're going to have low speed data, right? Or we're going to have to upgrade to the unlimited plan. Now, as we come down here and look at other days, 15, 20, 25, you can see that data usage estimate going up, right? 150 gigabytes, 250, right? It's getting much higher. So we're definitely going to need this Roam 100 gig plan, right? But we're going to get to the end of it, right? And when we get to the end of it, the question is low speed data good, or do we need that unlimited data? For me, the way I travel, I work a little bit when I travel. I'm often making up the trip as I go. So I need to download offline maps, do research. I just want a little bit higher speed. I want to be able to watch that YouTube video of someone going down that off-road trail, decide if it's for me. I'm probably going to want to switch to the unlimited. Now here's a trick about switching plans. And I'll have another video for this that gets all into all the ways you can switch to a upgraded plan. You can downgrade, how much it costs you, the dates when it switches. But one of the secrets is that there's a prorate. So when you go from a lower plan to a higher plan, when you go from the 100 roam 100 gig plan to the roam unlimited plan, they actually prorate you. So when you activate your Starlink service, that date that you activated on becomes your billing date. So let's say it's the 15th of the month. Every 15th of the month, if you have an active plan, Starlink's going to charge you, right? That's when your data is going to reset. That's when you're going to get billed, right? So in this particular case, let's say we had traveled 10 days, and that's when we got to 100 gigs, and then we needed to switch to the unlimited plan. Well, we're going to prorate that, right? We're only going to pay for an unlimited plan for 2/3 of the month because we're already a third into the month. We already have 10 days into the month, or a billing period, whatever that start date is, right? So we'd pay $50 for the roam 100 gig plan plus $165 times 2/3, which is the prorate, which is $109. So you actually wind up paying $159, right? And so it's interesting in that it's still a little bit less, right, than the unlimited plan from the start of the month, right? You have to do some switching and monitoring, things like that. And it really changes, right? If you come down here and download the Starlink Field Guide, check out what it looks like if you're using half that at 5 gigs, right? You actually get through a lot more of the month and you save a lot of costs, and it's a much more significant savings. So it really depends how many people you're traveling with, how much bandwidth you're using, but this could work out to your advantage. It might cost you more, it might cost you less. All right, another thing I want to get into, and the guide goes into it in a lot more detail, low speed data. So what is it? So we first saw low speed data with the change for the new standby plan, and a lot of people got angry about it. They hated that they couldn't pause their service, and they basically had to pay a fee to keep this service turned on every month, even though it's only $5. I also heard from some people that love this, right? They just do really basic stuff. They text, they send emails, they check the weather, right? They look something up on a map, they're looking for a gas station. They just don't need a lot of data, right? And so for some people, it's like a big savings. They actually switched off of the roam 50 gig plan and just went on standby. So it's really up to you. I would say for the average person, low speed data is going to feel a little bit too much like the late 90s. If you were around, it's just going to be like really slow internet and you're going to be unhappy about it. But, you know, there are some use cases it's good for. But for things like a Zoom call or streaming Netflix or large downloads, it could work. Like, try it. Don't have me be the one that says, no, don't even try it. But you're probably not going to be happy with it. It's probably going to be pretty slow unless you're a pretty patient person. So it is an option. Give it a try, but I think you're probably going to want to maintain that full high-speed bandwidth connection. So what should you do? What am I going to do? You know, a lot of my trips are long weekends. They're a week, they're 2 weeks. Once in a while, it's a month or longer to the month. And so, you know, my bandwidth usage is normally 60 gigs, 80 gigs, 100 gigs, 130 gigs. And so I think that the roam 100 gig plan is actually a pretty good change. It could cost more, it could cost less, right? It really depends when you need and if you need to switch to that unlimited plan and how far into your billing cycle you are, because the prorated plan is great, right? If you just got a couple days left, or maybe I'll try that low speed data and see how it goes. I'm also going to use my Starlink app to check how much bandwidth I'm using. Here's a screenshot of my app from last year, and just to keep an eye on how things are going and make decisions if I need to use a little bit less. One thing I like about the new plan is that you're not left without any data, right? In the past, it was possible that if you didn't opt in, you might find yourself without a connection. And so I like that it reverts to low speed data. It's great for emergency situations or upgrading your connection if you need to. So I think that's a good thing. And I think really only time will tell. So we'll get out there together. Please share your experience with everyone else in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And if you have questions, put those in the comments as well, and I'll try and get them answered. All right, I hope that helps you decide if the Starlink 100 gigabyte plan is right for you and proactively plan for your trips so you're not stuck without connectivity and you can have a great adventure. Check out the Starlink Field Guide if you want to go deeper. It's a free download and it's linked below. And consider supporting me in this content by checking out my Starlink accessories in my shop, liking this video if you found it helpful so other folks like you can find helpful content like this, and hit subscribe if you want to follow along on my adventures as I share my experience and advice for using Starlink while traveling in amazing places. Until next time, I'm Adam from Bantha Overland. I hope to see you out there on the trail. At Bantha Overland, we're on a mission to inspire and enable more people to get outside and experience the fulfillment of overland-based travel. Join us as we share our adventures and tips for finding awesome routes and dispersed camping, make our own DIY overland gear, and find our balance of mixing work and play as we try to spend more of our time traveling, exploring, and connecting.